Snatch-it season is the best time of year to get a job. Welcome to Conversations About Mining. I've got Jess here from Beyond WA Recruitment and Resume Service, and we're going to have a chat about how Snatch-it season is one of the best times of the year to get in. Welcome, Jess.
Well, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for having me. What's your experience with Snatch-it season being on site, like as a boss? Like what happens? What happens at this time of year? What is Snatch-it season?
Okay, so we lovingly refer to Christmas as Snatch-it season within the industry because pressure builds across the year, and if you've been in your job for a couple of years on the mine site, people get itchy feet and like to move around a little bit within the industry because that's just the way it is. And if you haven't had Christmas off in a couple of years and you can't organise it this year, then what people do is 2 weeks before Christmas, so in about 3 weeks' time, they walk into the office and they say, can I have Christmas off? No, then I'm going to resign. And they look for a job second week of January. And, I got taught about this straight, the first year that I was in 1994, that's how I got my job, was a Snatch-it season job. I actually had to drive over before Christmas from New South Wales and start just before Christmas because they were just desperate for people. And, it happens, it doesn't happen so much when there's a bit of a downturn on, but when we're in the middle of a huge boom like we're in at the moment with so much work around, it gives the people opportunity to do stuff like that. So unfortunately, from a boss's perspective, it takes all the power away from you because from the senior management, they want the mine run 24/7, 365 days a year. They want people on site. So you need a geologist on site, you need a surveyor on site, you need your shift bosses, all your workers, all that sort of stuff over Christmas. Curiously enough, you don't need an engineer on site. I don't know what that says about everything, but yeah, a lot of the engineers actually have Christmas off because they're not necessary for those couple of days. But the geologists and the survey department and all the fitters and everything else that makes everything go on a day-to-day basis, they need bums in seats. And normally you only get a couple of spots over the Christmas period, to let go of the crew because you can't let half your crew go. So it gets messy. And unfortunately, if you've got a smart foreman, then often they go around, 3 or 4 months before the Christmas New Year period and say, all right, who would like Christmas off and who would like New Year off? And they go into it with an understanding that if you're having Christmas off, then you might end up having to work 2 weeks straight or 3 weeks straight to get your Christmas off once you come back, and that'll happen over the new year. And the person that was working Christmas is going to have the new year off. And, sometimes you can, if you've got a good balance of crew, you get just as many people want to have Christmas off as New Year's off. Not all sites do that. You've got to have a really good foreman that does that. I've been on a couple of sites that have good foremans that do that, but I've been on a lot of sites that the foreman's, it's just like you turn up for work. If you don't want it, piss off. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it's I've been on a few like that too. Just you swing too bad. You fly in on the whatever day, if it's Christmas Day, and you fly out whatever day you finish, and too bad. But in saying that, most of the time, if you worked a Christmas or New Year's one year, you usually got it off the next because that's just how your roster works out. And usually they were pretty good. If you didn't apply for leave the year before, they'll approve it the following. So it was usually kind of one on and one off.
Yep.
And I understand, I guess, both sides. The mine can't stop. Your job doesn't stop. And when you sign that contract and when you agree to do that job, you know that it's a rotating shift like that goes throughout the year, every single day of the year. So, you've committed to that, and you've committed to not just your foreman and your, managers, but to your team to not let your Christmas. There's nothing worse than having to work Christmas as well as then being understaffed swing because you're doing the work of 2 or 3 people and everyone's stressed out. So I guess and then I understand the other side too, that maybe you did work last year, maybe you're expecting to have this year off, and now they've said, sorry mate, not going to happen, that's your rostered swing, too bad. Or they promised you could finish early or start late or have it off. Maybe it's your kid's first Christmas or someone's birthday, you're missing something really important at home. and you think, stuff it, I can apply for another job in the new year. Like, no, I understand both sides of it. But in saying that, if you are looking for an entry level role, especially, or if you're a trades or someone just trying to get a foot in the door, maybe a truck driver that doesn't have FIFO experience, in the next few weeks is definitely going to be the time to start applying, because there are going to be people quitting left, right, and center.
Yep. And you can use our new 3-step plan to do all that.
You can.
Yep, definitely. It's a great time of year to get in. But yeah, you just got to understand that snatch-it season's part of it all, and it's, you know, part of the great big game that is mining. So yeah, it's a great.
When I made the transition from out of the kitchen into a trade assistant role, was right the same as you. Right before Christmas, I applied for this role and I pestered them to get the job for ages. I really wanted to change over and get this role, which was a trade assistant and an operator. And I pestered them. And then on the 22nd of December, they rang me and they were like, it was in Boddington. Can you drive down? I was like, yep, I'll be there tomorrow. And
Yep.
I drove down and got the job. So it does happen. You may have applied for a job in the last couple of months and had a really good application, maybe even interviewed for a role. And they've said, look, sorry, we've gone with another candidate. You very well could be getting a call in the next few weeks saying, a surprise, like, actually, we love you. Do you want to start? Because that happens also at this time of year.
Yeah, exactly. And they use it as a test as well. They call people up and, are you prepared to jump on the plane 3 days before Christmas? And if they go, oh no, can I start after Christmas? Oh, we'll get back to you. And then they just go through the people until someone's prepared to jump on the plane. And yeah, they use it as a test.
Definitely. So get your resume in order, get some training done. We've got an awesome 3-step package, which has the underground training DIY course, the resume. Get that all done, get that together, get that done now before December and start applying, because you will have a much bigger chance of getting in over the mid and late December and coming into that first week of the new year.
Yeah,
they'll
January.
be screaming out.
Yeah, and it runs all the way through into February as well. And and you can knock the plan out in about 2 or 3 weeks with the training and getting your resume sorted and all that sort of stuff. It's quite a quick turnaround time. As long as you commit to the study and do the work, then you know the pathway's in front of you. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, no, excellent. I think it's a year to get in. Treat yourself, buy yourself a Christmas present, get your resume done, get your course done. And be ready to go, like start applying. And if, you know, especially if you know, maybe you don't enjoy Christmas, maybe you don't care whether you're home or not, maybe, you know, you're traveling or you don't have family here, your family's going to be elsewhere for Christmas and you want to be busy, definitely start applying in the next few weeks, because there's a very big chance that you could be mobilized out to site, you know, the week before Christmas and have an awesome job to start the new year with.
No worries. Thanks for that, Jess. So if you've got any more questions that you want us to answer, please send them through. And if you could share this information around and like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
Thanks.